Well, I'm going to cheat, and I'm not going to pick out one highlight because for me the year was about the immense amount of things we got done and the productivity of a relatively small number of people. So we made over 40 investments during the year. I think we held over 160 investment committee meetings. You know, we also looked after the portfolio. I think we had over 20 portfolio management meetings and over 25 valuation meetings as well. And this is all alongside an immense amount of scrutiny, obviously with the bill and the NAO, developing new strategies with cheaper capital, more concessional capital as well. We updated our Code of Responsible Investing, did a sustainability review. The list goes on and on. It was an immense year.
I would say, the purpose of what everybody at CDC does, all Diana, her team, is to have an impact. And for me, I was in Freetown in Sierra Leone in January, meeting with the president in his house late at night, 10 o'clock at night. And he said, and I'd done none of the work, but I felt incredibly proud when he said thank you to the work that CDC had done working with Standard Chartered on creating an Ebola facility during the Ebola crisis. And that was just a genuine thank you for the work had been done here, funded by our taxpayer to have an impact, complementary to the great work done by civil society in the Ebola crisis. He also said at the time that we should keep on focused and do more work on energy. And in the last 14 months, so many people at CDC have been trying to fix the energy situation, infrastructure situation in Sierra Leone.
So many people talk about what DFIs do through the lens of capital. How much capital have we got, and that it's patient capital. And of course that's important, but capital is nothing without the people that invest it and turn it into productive activity on the ground. And that's really at different levels. Of course, there's the team here at CDC, and then there's the jobs that are created through the work that we do. But in between us and the jobs are our partners. And these are inspiring, incredible people. So these are people like Emmanuel de Merode, who has a vision for economic development in Virunga in East Congo, one of the very hardest places on earth. Or Dr. Devishetty, who is building an incredibly high quality yet low cost hospital chain across India in a lot of the poorer places. Without partnerships with these people, we wouldn't be able to achieve the impact that we do. And really, it's a nice opportunity here to applaud the work that they do.
I think they highlight the need for the role that the DFIs have to play. To achieve the SDGs by 2030, there's an estimated 2.5 trillion investment gap. And that's only going to be met if the private sector gets fully engaged. And that is one of the key roles of a DFI, is to help encourage private capital where it doesn't easily go. Specifically, SDG number 8 is about providing decent jobs and economic growth, and that's a core focus certainly of CDC. But it's not just economic growth and jobs. It's sustainable energy, provision of services, healthcare. All these things are key roles and objectives of DFIs. Not doing it alone, but working in concert and in cooperation with other actors in the development world.
Well, quite simply, it allows us to do more, and more needs to get done. That is what the SDGs highlighted, as Graham has quite rightly said, that the private sector needs to step up. Private sector in the countries where we invest is incredibly weak. They need more businesses. They need bigger, stronger businesses that are sustainable for the long term. They need to create lots of jobs, and that's where CDC comes in. Well, it is very different. Everyone will have their own words, I suppose, to describe the difference. But I would choose, firstly, energy and positivity. I think the way that the team and the organisation addresses the very hard challenges that we've got are so great, actually. I think also, though, I would say we're much more entrepreneurial these days. I think anyone at CDC, because we don't have a kind of clear rule book for what we do. What we're doing is so hard. There is an opportunity for every person to come up with a great idea of how to approach this challenge or that challenge, and we embrace it. And then I think the last thing I really want to highlight is we're much more collaborative as a team these days. The respect that the teams have for each other, the way they work together to deliver what we have to deliver to our markets, whether it's the investment teams working with the legal teams or the E&S team or being supported by the HR team, it really works very well as a collective. And now increasingly the investment teams are working together to say, what does this particular client need and how can we as an organisation deliver the right product and the right service to them.
If you look at what we've done over the last 5 years, the review done by our shareholder, independent review, showed that we've hit all our targets. But above all, we've had an impact in the areas that we work, and you can see that in this year's annual report.